Ladies, hello. I am just going to do a loom recording the presentation because I forgot to press record on the community call. So I apologise. I do apologise, I'm choking with cough as well. So I might need to stop a few times. Okay. So building consistency in chaos. Realistic nutrition strategies for women who don't have it all figured out. None of us have it figured out. Okay, so let's be real. None of us are perfect with food. None of us are perfect at all. There are days that I don't want to track, days that I don't want to weigh anything or even eat properly, and I just say forget it and eat whatever. And that's completely normal. Consistency is not who we are, it's what we practice. So this is a big thing, and it's what I am trying to help you guys build within your habit checker. Okay, so if there's days that you've forgotten to do your habits, track your food, I'm checking you, I'm on it, I've given you a personal message, I've been on your back, and that's because I'm trying to get you to build consistent, sustainable habits. Okay, so I know we're all juggling family, work, hormone, stress, and emotionally. No one has it all together 100% of the time. But it's about showing up for ourselves even when life is messy. And that's where the consistency shows. Okay, so redefining consistency. It's not about never missing something. It's about always coming back to it. Okay, think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't just quit brushing your teeth one day if you miss a day. You don't just stop if you miss a day and continue for 2 or 3 days. Okay, because it's an important part of your health. Okay, you just pick it up the next day and brush your teeth the next morning. So this is consistency, and it's a consistent habit for our health. Okay, just like eating healthy food, trying to lose a bit of weight, stuff like this. Being consistent is going to get us the goal. Being consistent with brushing your teeth is going to get you clean teeth, okay, and healthy teeth. So sit and think about it yourself, like even stop or pause this and just, what does consistency look like for you? Like, what does it look like? For me, consistency is getting up and having a breakfast, having my breakfast made. If I don't have that breakfast made and prepped, I can be all over the place with it, okay? Unless I have some time within the day to come home and make the breakfast, which I rarely do. So I need to be consistent with meal prepping my food to ensure that I have a breakfast there for every single morning. Lunch, I have more time to myself. Dinner, I have more time to myself, a little bit more freedom. So, but for me to stay consistent, I need to have that breakfast there, because that's the starting point of my day. Okay, so that's what consistency looks like to me. Practical tools that build consistency. Okay, 1 to 2 small non-negotiable habits that happens no matter what. Okay, so water first thing in the morning, protein at breakfast. These are like non-negotiables, and they're non-negotiables for me. So I have a couple of non-negotiables, and I wake up first thing in the morning. The first thing I do is drink electrolyte into me water every single morning. I don't drink coffee, and even if I did, it wouldn't be the first thing that goes into my mouth. I need to hydrate myself straight away. Okay, there's times that I haven't done it. Absolutely, there's times, because like that, we're not perfect. And those times I felt it. I felt sluggish, tired, horrible. So it's a good, healthy start to your day. Okay, so one of my other non-negotiables is coming home from doing a 6 a.m. class and sitting with my cacao and journal. That takes 30 minutes out of my day. And if I don't have that and do that, my mental health, my emotional health, everything suffers really badly. So I'm using me as an example because I have non-negotiables that I have in place, and if I don't do them, my days and weeks can go into really tough times. Okay, and I'm very honest and open about this online. So routines that bend and don't break. Maybe you don't get your full workout in. Maybe you're consistent with your workout, but you don't get your full workout in. Get a half of it. Get a quarter of it. Do 10 squats and a stretch. That's better than not doing it. So you're staying consistent at something. Maybe not 100% at what you had planned, but there's a small bit of consistency there that will keep you in that win. Okay? Mindset reframe. Consistency isn't about waiting until things are calm. It's about creating little rituals that survive the storm. And that's why we do daily habits every single day. Because when we create these sustainable habits, when shit does hit the fan and we're hit with a massive bout of stress or emotional fatigue or exhaustion, we have these habits there. We have them built. They're sustainable. We have them there. That's our pillar of strength. Okay? So they'll get us through what we fucking probably didn't go through have last year. You know, habits. Tools to support us through really tough times. So here's a quote I did say in the group. If you only train when life is perfect, you will never train. Because we are never perfect. Life is never perfect. No matter what way you look at other people or other situations, it's not perfect. And I think as women, I think we're starting to come to realise that, you know. I think the mindset regarding that perfect life is changing for a lot of us, because people are a lot more open, they're a lot more vulnerable, they're a lot more honest, you know, and I think that's an amazing thing. But if you practice showing up in the messy bits, you'll build real strength. Just let me read that again. If you only train when life is perfect, you'll never train. But if you practice showing up in the messy bits, you'll build real strength. Say that again. If you only train when life is perfect, you'll never train. If you practice showing up in messy bits, you'll build real strength. So, let's take on the busy man, busy woman reality check, okay? So, busy with work, kids, life, whatever's going on, we're busy. We're all busy. So, time savers. Okay, there's loads of time savers, and I've given people a lot of smart swaps and all within their program. Like, you will have all these smart swaps in your program, because this is a big thing for me going forward. People need to know that if they want this, they can have this instead. You know, it'll be lower calorie, it'll be this, it'll be that. It's a smart swap. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to have it. Okay? So, time saver, quick solutions, overnight oats, my go-to, my lifesaver. Protein shakes, egg muffins, absolutely perfect for, you know, keeping in the fridge and snacking throughout the week. Wraps, batch cook once, eat twice, 3 times a week. I batch cook on a Sunday, I batch cook on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and that gets me through. Now, in saying that, I didn't batch cook today, I just batch cooked snacks and bagels today. So tomorrow I have a lot more work to do until to get me till Sunday. But it's going to save the day for me. It's saving so much time. So time savers are so important. So what time savers work for you? What can work for you? And when you figure out what can work for you or what has been working for you, you need to implement that a lot more. Okay? So the kids' food zone, stop finishing their plates, stop picking, create your own little snack shelf, create your own place in the fridge for your Greek yogurt, mix your chocolate, hide your bits of chocolate that you're going to eat with your Greek yogurt. Whatever works for you, your adult snacks, put them away for you and eat your stuff. Nobody else's. Leave all the kids' stuff there. Okay? Just have something for you. Prioritizing protein, prioritizing low calorie. Like, do it for you. Okay? What works for you? Well, what works for me might not work for you, but it's an amazing little tool. So we all have the app, we all track our food, we all weigh our food. Every single night before I go to bed, I log my food for the next day. Every night. Sometimes I don't know what I'm eating. Like, I don't know what I'm going to eat tomorrow, but I can assure you when I go to bed, it'll take me 3 minutes to put the food in, not even 3 minutes, and that's a map laid out for me tomorrow. It's done. Okay? I have everything put in, what I'm going to eat. It's guessing. But when I get up the next morning, I have this roadmap that I know, okay, well, I'm going to have this. I have like 350 calories to eat for my breakfast. So what can I do for that? If I don't want the oats that I have there, if I don't fancy them, what can I have for that if that's changing? You need to realise if you are going to change one of those things, everything else changes on your day. You need to work around whatever you have in your app. Okay? It makes things so handier for you. Okay? It sets out that roadmap for you. It's easier. You're not stopping throughout the day guessing what you had or trying to remember when you go home what you had that day. It's there. It's done from the night before, and that's your leeway to go. It's a nice little path that you have created already, well prepared for the day ahead. Okay? If it's written down, it's one less decision that your tired brain has to make. And that's just reality. And that's one thing that gets me through a lot of days, because there's times that I haven't done it and I've completely forgot. And then my coach is on, well, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, because I forgot. So, we'll go on to the next one. I hope I'm not going too fast for people. If I am, just pause it. When emotions drive your food choices. So this is something that we can all relate to, and the ladies that are on the call have all related to it. So stress and cravings. First of all, I want you to hear this loud and clear. If you've ever found yourself reaching chocolate crisp biscuits or wine or whatever when you're stressed, overwhelmed, or just plain tired, that's not a weakness, okay? That's called being a human. And we all do it. Okay, we all do it, and it's part of life. Our brains are wired to look for quick energy when stress hormones spike, and sugar or refined carbs give a little dopamine hit that makes us feel better. And we've all got that with that little binge, with that little grab something and go when we're feeling shitty, but only for a short time. I remember I was talking to somebody the other day on the phone, and there's times I've been severely exhausted, and I've had a fridge full of food, press full of food, that you could whip something up in like 10-15 minutes, and instead of doing that, I've ordered a takeaway which takes 40 minutes to come. Where is the logic in that? Okay, so we need to be like aware that there's nothing wrong. There's no logic in ringing a takeaway. There's nothing wrong with ringing a takeaway. Okay? But I could have easily made something a lot quicker. But I chose not to. And I've done that so many times. And I know most of us in this group have. Okay? So, what we want to do is pause and notice. Sometimes just saying to yourself, I'm actually not hungry, I'm stressed, is enough to create awareness in the first step. So it's creating awareness before you do it, which is very, very tough. But the more we're aware of this, the easier that will get. Okay? So swap the fix. Again, we go back to having your own little snack shelf or stuff in the fridge for you, just for you. Have quick alternatives ready, like a protein bar, Greek yogurts, stuff that you love, like stuff that's just for you. Okay? Have them there for you instead of just going and grabbing anything. Move your body. I did go through this in the group, and I was like, you know, people think I'm fucking mad sometimes, because it was one of the tools that my therapist actually gave me for when I'm really feeling really low. If I don't remember to do a little bit of breath work, like a 4-minute breath work, to have a little bop and shake the energy. Jump around, shake the energy. And my kids have often walked into my kitchen and I'm dancing around and like weird, and they'd be like, what in the name of God is she doing? But that is shifting my energy, and it's taken me away from this, which is connected to the food. Okay, it's connected to that dopamine hit. So I'm moving the energy. Okay, and I'm not going on here all about energy and this and that, but I know what works because I've lived it. Okay, so a little bit of a bop in your kitchen, shake the energy, get out for a bit of a walk. You know, a bit of breath work. There is a few of you that have a little bit breath work in your programs. If anybody would like a little bit of breath work put in, just let me know. I've lots of really helpful links for box breathing and stuff. Like, they're only 4 or 5 minutes, so it's ideal. And we all have 4 or 5 minutes to give ourselves. Okay. soothe without food. So this can be a little bit tough, depending the state that you're in, how exhausted or how stressful or how emotional that you are. Okay. So ask yourself, what do I actually need right now? And this is a really good tool, but it can be a little bit tough because you just want to grab. Okay, so what do I actually need right now? Maybe it's just a glass of water. Maybe it's a phone call with a friend. Maybe it's a bit of journaling. Or maybe it's stepping outside and just getting out in the air and just shaking this energy and just breathing. Whatever it is, you can stop and ask yourself and listen to yourself, because we do all have the ability to do that. Okay? Don't shame yourself. This is big. Okay? Shame and guilt, they come together. And this was and has been a massive part of my own journey regarding food and my body and everything that I've gone through. The shame and the guilt attached to it has been really tough. So if you do reach for the biscuit tin or whatever it is that you reach for, okay, in that moment, you know, just to get that hit, it doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that you've had a human moment, and that's exactly what it is. And we don't realise that. We think we're programmed to think that that's wrong. We shouldn't have done that. We fucked up for the day. We shouldn't have done that. And that's wrong. So just move on to your next meal and continue as normal. That's your reset button. We just need to reset. That's it. It's an on-off switch. It's a reset button that we have full control of, and we are well capable of doing it. Okay? And you will reset when you are ready. Okay? All of these little things are going to help you if you do struggle for that, with that binge eating, emotional eating, you know, stressful eating, anything that is really affecting you, and you have that programmed feeling of shame and guilt surrounding it. This is where you need to work on. Okay? And if there's anybody in the group that hasn't actually mentioned this to me, again, through guilt and shame, please do, because there's nothing to be guilty about, and there's certainly nothing to be shamed about, you know. But it's just how we are programmed. It's just so wrong, you know, and there's not enough out there about it. Because everybody paints their life as just perfect, you know. So let me know, and I'm always here to talk to anybody regarding anything like this, because I've struggled with this all my life, you know, and I've had so much therapy and I've so many tools there, so I have a lot of understanding with it. Okay? So please don't be ashamed or afraid to come to me and have a chat, you know. Just one little step. So the point is, the emotions will always be part of our journey. This is always going to be part of it. It doesn't go, you know. We can switch them off, but we can learn to respond with awareness and choice instead of guilt and autopilot. And this is big, because we can learn to choose once we are aware. Once we have the tools, we can choose. Okay? Understanding your triggers is the first step to breaking the cycle. So what is the difference with physical and emotional hunger? So physical hunger, it builds slowly over time. Any food will satisfy you, and you feel full and content after eating. Emotional hunger comes suddenly and urgently. It craves specific comfort foods, and eating doesn't satisfy long term. So there is the difference with physical and emotional hunger, literally on the screen. So now you're aware of the two types of hunger and what comes with it. Okay? So physical hunger builds slowly over time. Any food will satisfy, and you feel full and content after eating. Emotional hunger, it comes suddenly and urgently, craving specific comfort foods, and eating doesn't satisfy long term. So we can now separate these two. Okay? We can separate them. We're aware. I've built an emotional toolkit. Instead of your journal, or I want chocolate, so journal, okay? Whether you write it down, put it in the notes section of your phone. Instead of I want chocolate, write down what am I feeling now. I know this might sound a little bit odd to people, but if you can understand where I'm coming from and you can relate to how I'm speaking about this, you will get what I'm talking about. Okay, so instead of I want chocolate, write down what am I feeling right now, and listen to what your body is trying to tell you. Am I tired? Am I stressed? Am I lonely? Am I bored? These are massive things that can be why we just jump for that dopamine hit. They can be massive, and once we know what they are, you know, we can action it. We can go for a walk. If we're lonely, we can text a friend, and loneliness is a big part of my life. You know, we can call a friend, you know, and if you're tired, you can go to bed early. With everything that we go through, there's an action, and there's a swap, and there's a solution to everything. We just have to stop and be aware and think of what is it that our body is trying to tell us. Okay, so keep healthier alternatives in your press or your fridge, like protein hot chocolates, Greek yogurts. Like, I've given you lots of lovely things, and all your programs, you all have lots of lovely things, and you're all sharing so many different things. It's amazing. So really utilize what we can do, what we have. And food tracking made simple. Okay, so pre-log your meals, as I explained, the night before or the first thing in the morning. But the night before, it takes less than 2 minutes to do. And trust me, if you get into a habit of pre-logging your food, your life is going to get a hell of a lot easier. Use barcode scanner to set, and we don't save meals on the Kahunas app. You know, I did explain this in the group call. It's just not built into it yet, so hopefully it will, because they are always building new things into the app. So hopefully it will be one day built in to save a meal. So aim for 80 to 9% accuracy in your day. So 80 to 9% accurate of good healthy choices and good healthy food choices, and then let yourself have that 10-20% of fuck it, I can have this and I can have that. Allow yourself that balance. Allow yourself to be human instead of having to be perfect all the time. I'm not saying have it every day, but allow yourself to have that when you need it. Okay? Perfection isn't required. It's not normal. I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs there, because one of them is drinking and scratching, so I apologise if you can. If you miss a day, don't start over Monday. Just log the next meal. Like, literally just get straight back on and log the next meal. You know? Like, I went through stages in my life before I even went to therapy, and it was... He's annoying me. He must be thirsty, sorry. When I went to therapy, a lot of it was about, like, if I did mess up with my food, like have a binge, I was going through a lot of emotional stuff at that time, and I just let the whole day run away with me, and that whole day would fall into the next day. There's no need for it. There is no need, and if that's the case, that's the case. But once we have the awareness and the ability to start with the next meal, we don't need to wait until the Monday. We don't need to wait until the next day. We can do it that day. We can get off that little bit of self-sabotage and get on back on track that day, because that's what we do. It's a self-sabotage response, you know, looking for that like dopamine hit, you know. So mindset shift for long-term success. One off-plan meal doesn't undo a week of good choices. One off-plan day doesn't do a week of good choice. Doesn't undo a week of good choices. Okay, you need to remember that. This is where the shame and the guilt needs to be gone. Okay, your body won't unravel because of a takeaway or a wine night. It's not going to happen. Okay, you may see a little fluctuation in the scales, but this is because you have eaten or drank something that your body is not used to. So it's going to store water, but it's not body fat. Okay, so we need to understand weight fluctuations. I'm actually going to do a video on that one actually. Trust your habits. The more consistent you are, the more resilient you become. Habits are your safety net when life gets messy, and this is why they are so important. It's so important. Your daily habits, that checklist is such a big foundation to your journey. Okay? And break the all or nothing. Instead of I blew it, so I may as well binge, try the meal is done. Next one I'm back on my plan. Like if you have a binge, whatever it may be, and it's done, don't wait until the next day. Just get straight back on your plan. Eat, don't starve yourself that day. Don't not eat your dinner because you've probably had consumed whatever. Don't not do that. Just eat your dinner as normal. Because if you don't, you're just circulating that bad relationship with food and bad relationship with yourself, and it's these cycles that we want to break. Okay? These are the cycles that we want to break by building healthier habits. Okay? And your non-negotiable toolkit. Protein first. It's the anchor of every meal. It makes you full, fuels muscles, stabilise your energy throughout the day. Your water, 2 to 3 litres of water a day. Electrolytes if you're training hard. I take electrolytes every day. Dehydration often masquerades as hunger. Daily movement, even a short walk counts. I'm so in tune with you all getting your walks in, getting those 8 to 10,000 steps in. I'm so on your case because they need to be done. Okay? Movement improves mood and helps regulate your appetite, which is very true. Planning ahead, don't wing it. Prep your breakfast, lunches ahead. Keep healthy snacks on hand all the time. Don't give yourself the chance to wing it. Always be prepared. And again, this is about building habits. You know, building habits, staying consistent with these habits, and everything just flows. Sleep and stress. So undervalued and so essential. Poor sleep leads to poor food choices every time. It leads to exhaustion. It leads to so many different things. And lastly, your support system, which is all you guys. Lean on the community, which you all do. Share struggles, wins, meals and questions with others. And I am so grateful to have you all on my program. I'm so grateful how connected you all are in the group, how supportive you all are in the group. It's beautiful. I know there's some people that are a lot quieter than others, and that's completely fine, but everybody is there, you know, and it's just amazing to see. So remember, it's not about perfection. It's about building your version of consistency and letting that carry you through the messy days. Okay? Your weekly commitment. What's the one small action you can commit to this week that will make your nutrition more consistent? Think about that one and give that commitment to yourself. Make it a part of your week. What's the one small action you can commit to this week that would make your nutrition more consistent? Ladies, thank you. It's nearly 30 minutes and I hope you are going to watch it. I'm glad I done the loom. I do apologise about the group, the community call. But look, I'm only getting started on this, so it's bound to happen. I hope you have a great evening and I will chat to you soon.